Relationships are important, guys. It's.
Make sure we're recording. I agree.
We are.
Well, we are recording.
It's all about communication.
Communication. No way.
Which, I wish I was. I wish I was one of those people that
Just tell them what you want.
What are the fucking odds?
What the fucking.
Okay, Weston.
I guess we'll see.
There's an arrow on the board. It's misleading.
There's 2. Oh, there's 3. Wow. Okay, a lot of arrows. Oh man, I'm cheating. Hold on. I need to turn off my.
You had the engine on.
Yeah, I did. My bad. Because I was looking at shit. Because I was supposed to play Nick Vizda today, I think. And if I play him,
is he your nemesis?
I get black every time against him. He's beat me every time. It's very annoying. So I'm due white at some point, right?
Colors don't matter.
I don't see colors.
Size
I'm
doesn't matter.
I'm culturally.
Color doesn't matter.
I'm
Size
racially.
doesn't matter.
I'm racially diverse.
I was trying to spark a debate on does it really matter if you're playing white in chess, but
then we just
but then we said size doesn't matter.
Who said that?
Daniel said size doesn't matter.
I said color doesn't matter, size doesn't matter.
The size of your pieces doesn't matter. That's true. You can win on a small board or a big board.
Analysis or club set.
Yeah.
Right. What should black play?
Is this too boring of a? No, this is a. I think this is interesting. This is this is from a Scotch, of course, right?
Oh yeah, it's Ben David.
It's my
David Guire.
Yeah, with the
It's Ben David Guire.
Ben David.
Oh yeah. It's Raleigh. This is the Scotch Potter variation.
Okay, Harry.
We should have the whole PGNs in here, but this usually happens after Bishop C5 in the Scotch.
Yeah, and then they trade.
And then typically you go Bishop C5. That's kind of like the main line. But I play this weird funky move Knight B3, which
because you like to retreat.
Because I like to retreat, and
Knight B3 is a subtly aggressive move, in my opinion.
It's really. I kind of think it's defensive.
So it's thematic. You're accentuating your control over D5, and you don't want to trade because you have space.
Agreed. Yeah, I definitely like that it avoids a trade. And these knights are very nice protectors of the king side.
Yeah, they're both protectors, and yeah, if
do you like to feel safe when you play chess?
No. I don't.
I love being safe.
That's the fundamental difference between our two commentators here.
Yeah.
Weston actively dislikes feeling safe.
I have to get something to get me going, dude. It's like, if I feel threatened, I get going. All right, I think I like.
Keep it.
Okay. I'm just saying. So like from my first instincts here
would you say you like Danger, Weston?
Oh yeah, it's my middle name. That's what I would say. WDT. It's not Alexander like my parents had thought. I changed it to Danger.
Okay.
I would say like first instincts are like I don't know, Bishop E6, Bishop D7.
Yeah, those very very natural. Natural.
Very natural moves. I mean, it's.
I don't know why this position's in here. I don't know. Like, is there a
I think I wanted to talk about like what like 'cause I think here black can choose to go either sharp or pragmatic. I think.
Mm-hmm. And again, this is where I like reject your premise of sharp versus dynamic, and I like more correct versus incorrect.
Okay.
Because there's this pawn on h6, and that makes white's attack faster if you castle kingside. When you castle kingside, you're castling on opposite sides. And I think white's attack is easier because there's this hook here, and this will attack two things at once, and that's why white's attack is faster.
Okay, so I mean, I will reject your correct versus incorrect because I will click and unclick the Stockfish button, and I can see that there's at least 5 different answers that all have the same evaluation.
Well, we're just talking about plans. We're talking about like one move.
Shout out, Dad.
What?
That was funny.
What? Shout out, Dad. Yeah. I mean, I feel like
I like Weston. I agree that
like there's not just one plan here. There are multiple plans.
I don't think there's always a correct thing.
If you're telling me like, should I castle kingside or should I castle queenside, I'm gonna lean towards castling queenside because my pawn is on h6.
Yeah, but this whole like your king's going to be so basically.
But is
okay,
it what's most pragmatic
so
to you? You know, you have to understand yourself as a chess player. Like what like is the kind of position that you want to play?
Your chess like your chess horoscope like
So I'm a Pisces, so I like kind of defensive positions, and Weston is an Aries, so he likes to go crazy.
I'm actually Scorpio, but that fits Scorpio a little bit better. It's
Nice.
we're a little insane. Okay, so okay.
I wanna know
So let's
Daniel's
say
sign
pragmatic in the sense.
we're both Scorpios.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
God, yeah, that's right. Because Daniel's like not. He's like right before mine. Yeah,
What is Scorpio? Do you guys
November.
mind? November? Oh, okay, nice.
and late October. Yeah,
Or-
like my brother's Scorpio too.
Nice. If you're a Scorpio, click the like button.
Sponsor us.
If you don't believe in the
Please.
stars,
Scorpios
God, sponsor
sponsor
us.
us.
if you don't believe in the stars telling you your personality, then comment.
Subscribe. Actually, no matter what, just subscribe. But yeah.
Yeah.
You should
If
have,
you're
like,
breathing,
the big
subscribe.
red subscribe button on the screen like 5 times.
I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I would say like pragmatic. I mean like pragmatic, like in the sense of like principled chess. What would like, yeah, like natural moves. Okay. Yeah. Bishop E6. You know, doesn't do anything super outlandish. Bishop E7 seems natural, right? Like, I mean, I think castling queenside is like, well, I guess it's not. Yes, yeah, that's not.
It's very safe in my eyes.
But see, it almost feels like it's not
I think it's safer.
safer. Well, yeah, because you're casting the same side as your opponent. Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's no pawn storm coming anytime soon with these knights in the way, and not that even white wants to go.
But
for
it
a
puts
pawn
your king
storm.
on these
Now,
on these.
Queen E7 is like the correct move, but I only know this because I was told it. This move is not the first move I would think of, but it makes sense because the rook is opposite the queen, so you could like make the case that Queen E7 is pragmatic because you get off the rook file.
Or what about a pragmatic plan though?
A pragmatic plan would be to castle queenside.
I feel like there's more pragmatic plans than that. Like
Like
I mean,
what?
Well,
why can't you
We're
cast?
still in the opening. You have to develop.
Okay.
well, I think Queen E7 and Bishop E6 are extremely pragmatic in that they're not actually committing to anything. You still just have the option of castling king or queen side.
I don't know.
Oh,
what's-
actually, yeah.
Like,
Okay,
I still,
so, yeah,
I still don't
pragmatic-
agree with this fascination of the word pragmatic.
No. Okay, so
Pragmatic
practical.
chess.
This is practical.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, I do agree that castling queenside is probably going to lead to a more less sharp game, more practical.
we agree.
We agree. I think. I think if you castle kingside, though, and I would say if you castle kingside, whatever. Let's say like white plays something like this, or
No.
okay,
No.
fine. How about this?
No.
Okay, what?
Bad. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, why not?
Okay, so I'll just make one move to prevent your attack,
Yep.
and then you.
I
have
love
no
playing
attack.
A4 in these positions.
Because you can
And now the
you
knight
cannot
comes
control
in
this
here.
square enough to make any headway on my flank. Okay, there's no threat.
this. You could
What
do
is
that.
that? What is that? Like that's not a credible threat. You can put your pawn on c4 and I'll take it.
Huh.
Even if I couldn't take it, my knight is very happy on d4. Like you're in danger.
It's dangerous for black, 100% to castle.
Well, yeah, and that's why I'd say this is like a sharp thing.
Yes, but you have no counterplay.
Okay, well,
Like there's a difference between danger and going into the lion's den.
all right. And A5
Shout out
is on there.
Daniel.
A5, A4, but instead of knight B4, so instead of knight B4 here,
Okay.
computer wants bishop E6.
Yeah, that's a better move.
I like bishop E6.
Yeah, so bishop E6. Yeah, and that makes more
It'd be
sense. 'cause
nice to
it's-
take on B3, maybe.
Okay, and then I would be left with like an actual decision because this might actually be a threat.
Damn, so one. Okay, so one. That's so okay. One, but that's like how sharp versus the
But
principled
so-
plays.
so-
Exactly. I think it depends on the player personally. Like,
Right.
If you're
I'm
into
still
these
going to make the
positions, I'm
case
gonna
that-
get scared and
I'm
probably
still going to make
mess
the
up.
case that black is in more danger than white.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I agree with you here. This is, but this is I feel like the definition of sharp versus practical is like basically Weston versus Ben. Is I'm gonna go a little bit more risky, and Ben will be a little bit more like he wants to hug
it
his
pays
people.
off
Why
against
are you
like a weak
risking,
player
I don't think
like
there's
me.
any reward here. That's my counter.
How do you know? You're
What-
on
what
move.
is the
We're on
reward?
move
What
12.
is the reward, Weston?
You're on move 12.
And I can see that I have better defense and I have better offense.
I think there's a lot
Well,
of chess to be played. I don't know.
That's what I think too.
think we could play some
I mean,
chess.
yeah. If you're playing me, yeah, there's no reward because in move 2 I'm probably lost. So it's like, but
No,
if you're
that's-
playing,
that's you. It's like psychologically like
oh,
beating yourself up.
Oh yeah. But if it's you playing, let's say
Matthew Wofford
Matthew Wofford or
Yeah.
Brian Wool.
I
Wool?
would still take white
Brian Wool
against Wolford here.
Is there Brian Wool? Is there
Brian Wolford.
he forgot his
Brian
code.
Wolford? All right. Brian Wool.
Anyway, we digress.
Yes. All right. So if you're playing a player of your same caliber,
I
like
would still take white.
okay, all right.
Yep.
You don't think
Scotch Potter
like,
variation,
from here?
folks.
What do you think are the splits of like if you played 100 games, how many of them would you win?
As white against a player of my caliber?
Yeah.
Like 60-40?
Okay. I was hoping you'd say like 90%, and
No,
I was gonna
okay,
fucking
no,
lose my
it'd be
shit.
insane to say that.
Yeah.
Well, there's draws. You know, you could easily
There-
still draw.
there
this
are
match,
draws,
I'm sure,
yeah.
you know.
Oh.
There's draws.
Okay. Well then. Okay. So how many would your opponent win?
I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Give me a number. You would win 60.
The people want a number, Daniel.
Okay, all right. So 60-40, I'm going to say that there's like a 30% draw.
So Black would only win 10 games against you here.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
No, I think black has no counterplay. That's my point.
What about against Stockfish?
Against Stockfish, I lose like 90.
Okay. All right.
There's no. It's like a different conversation.
Well, yeah, I know. But it's yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Wow. That's wild. That just seems wild. I don't know. I feel like you could make. I don't know. They could do something.
Let's put like the queenside castling position like on the board.
Sure.
Let's give the viewers something to
Okay,
look
Queen
at.
E7.
Yeah, what
let's
should we play
say
for white?
Bishop E2.
Bishop E2.
Bishop D7.
E6.
Okay.
Or
Sick.
D7, whichever you like. Rook. Sure. And then castle. And I think black is like. I think this is like a 50-50 position.
It's very symmetrical, right? I mean,
Stockfish has the eval as the same.
Is that true?
That is true.
Let me look at this.
It's like 0.2. The point is 0.2 difference.
refuted.
But that's yeah.
I think it depends on the player.
It does. No,
I
100%.
think a lot of it. The higher you get, I mean, the closer you get to Daniel's
so
level,
you're
like I think
talking about-
it's more
you're
like
talking
objective.
about edge and evals, like +1 versus +0.7. The castling queen side's +0.7, but it's harder to prove this advantage. White has space, but it's harder to prove this advantage. Whereas, like, when the plan is checkmate and it's it's +1, you have to play perfectly to keep it +1 and not have it go to +1.5 or +2 or +2.5.
Right. Well, that's the definition, or that's what I'm.
So I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
from a human perspective, it's harder to play for black when you castle kingside.
Right. And that's all we were trying to do here was look at like what, if you want to play in a pragmatic sense, you're safer if like,
But I
it's
just
going to
thought-
be easier
no,
to play.
But
like
I'm again saying that there's no reward for playing this way.
you're okay.
Well, I
I
think
mean,
it depends.
You don't think at any point it'll be difficult for
because
white?
Lev
think
castled
white- I don't think
kingside, and
white
I
is
couldn't
risking
actually
it
make
all.
the attack work.
I think this is a two results position.
What if someone actually practiced these just all the time, like and
What do
was
you
just
think
an expert
masters
in
do,
sh-
Weston?
They don't
I
practice
can't.
chess. That's for
I can't
sure.
think of anything appropriate.
I know. I was gonna say something funny too. I was gonna say like getting attractive women. That's what masters do. They don't do chess. I know it's a
masters,
joke, but they don't actually do that.
They practice it. What do you mean? Like, what is your point?
I mean, I don't know. I would think that. I guess I'm not talking about masters, but I mean like at the more of like at the club level, or I don't know, even like against someone of your own caliber, I feel like you still should have like a good amount of chances like that they may not see in a line where you're doing some funky
There's
stuff.
always the case that you're good at blunder. That's why I said 10% lose for white.
Yeah.
But objectively
But sometimes they don't need like blunders. They just need like a couple little things, and then all of a sudden they're in a position where it's not as easy.
I mean, yeah. But we're talking about the position as it is right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, but I think we agree that going forward from this position, it's going to be sharp. Like it's going to be, there are probably going to be chances.
It's going to be sharp, but it's going to be one-way traffic.
I think
Okay.
there's room for both. I think there's room for both. Like I would not be comfortable. I'm never comfortable like attacking, and so I think it depends on the player a lot.
I just wanted to highlight one quick thing. I don't think bishop e2 is necessary.
Interesting.
But
Alright, so what should we play instead?
I guess I might be being a little too critical.
F4.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is like
example.
100% dangerous, but yeah,
I normally don't move the bishop. Like I've had this like kind of typical scenario a lot where I have this bishop on d3 and a knight like attempting to capture it, and I typically am pretty satisfied with playing like this. But
Okay, so I was just wrong. Bishop e2 is best.
well, I was following the engine. I hate to say. Should we look at a different position?
All right, so
Yeah.
What if something's got more juice?
So f4 here. Where did this all go wrong, Ben?
What?
well, this isn't his game. You're on the position that we made up.
That was an engine line.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that a fact? All right.
Yeah. All right, let's move. Let's
Okay,
see.
cool.
Let's go to the next one.
Ben de Geer versus
Another
Keith
Keith
Oxman.
Oxman.
All right. So what was?
Wait, which one did we look at last time? We looked at Ben versus.
It was Earl. Earl,
Oh,
the
that's right.
president,
Okay.
French position. Yeah. And this is a
Oops.
Scandinavian. I don't believe in openings,
That's
and I
great.
just started
Chapter
playing
7.
the Scandinavian now.
There we go.
Okay.
and it works.
All right. So what is the question? Is what do we do with black here?
Mm-hmm.
That's all the question is.
Well, what's the sharp versus pragmatic ideas? I think I played more of the sharper lines.
In this
and
one?
I probably could have played more pragmatically by taking on d3.
Well,
I think there's taking on d3, which is probably pragmatic. And then I played the sharp bishop g4, which ended up being tough, and the bishop looked bad.
I don't like
over
bishop
time.
g4.
I was gonna say here. This like you could go sharp versus pragmatic just by
I was thinking
which
like,
way you castle.
maybe knight c6.
That's
yeah,
true
that's
as
what I was
well, yeah.
thinking.
Maybe.
You could go knight
Knight
c6
c6
or
is like a sharper, riskier thing, I think. Whereas like taking on d3 and like knight d7 seems better.
Knight d7. What's the idea?
Like just take and knight d7.
And what do we want with the knight on d7 versus c6?
We're blocking the c pawn, and we want to play c5 at some point. We want to play bishop e7 and castle and play c5 and equalize.
Interesting. Sponsor us Red Bull.
So this is like more. Would you say this is more of a safe position then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like knight c6, like your plan would be to castle queenside and like try to get some counterplay on the d file, and like maybe
Yeah, like
if
play
white castles, you
E5
can play for an attack. Although white's going to be playing for an attack. Now this opposite side castling I think is better than the other one we were looking at because we haven't made any compromising pawn moves.
Yeah, versus like having that pawn on h6, you know, like how castling kingside was kind of risky with the pawn on h6. There's no static weakness here. Yeah.
Now I would probably be more likely to.
Well, so having
Play
that
like
pawn
this.
like in a pawn on h6 or a6 is that
I
like
think it's
that
that
influences
detrimental.
really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, that's interesting.
Don't advance pawns on the side you're being attacked.
Okay, even if it's just that one to
Yeah.
like control a square, it's not worth having that
'Cause
extra control of
every
that
pawn
square
move
right there.
creates weakness. You you really have to be sure that the square that you're controlling is worth weakening the other squares that you're weakening.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fair point because like there's so many times that after a castle king side you can just sacrifice a bishop on like h6 or whatever and
a pawn structure like this is the most uncompromised.
Right.
And as soon as you make a pawn move, these squares become weak. As soon as you make a pawn move, these squares become weak.
Yeah.
And also, like, when you make this pawn move, this square becomes weak, which is kind of counterintuitive. Because when my knight lands on c5 and you play b6, a lot of times I can take. Whereas if my pawn is not on a6 and my knight lands on c5 and you play b6, there's no pawn here. So that's sort of... Sometimes you're weakening squares that you don't even know you're weakening.
Huh.
I've like only just started to kind of like really grasp that stuff. It's very surprising.
That's like something I don't think I ever like actually thought about, but like I knew like if you like if they have that pawn up there at a6, they can't play b6 to kick me out. The knight's just going to stay there.
So a6 indirectly weakens c5 is what you can say about that.
Right.
Now, like, the knight's very far from c5, but I'm just saying, like, theory versus practice.
Right, but, like, that could be a future plan of your opponent at some point for no reason.
Yeah.
There's only 3 moves.
All right, so what did you play here, bend a gear?
I played bishop g4. I played the, like, dumb-looking move. Like, it's forcing in that it requires bishop e2.
Didn't we, like, chide Weston for this against Forrest? Like, moving the same piece?
No, but this is forcing. This is forcing. This
How
is
is
forcing.
this forcing?
Because it has a threat. It has a threat, and it literally forces bishop e2, but it's not actually good to force bishop e2.
Really?
Okay, what do you want to play? Play something else that's not bishop
okay.
e2. You want a castle and ruin your structure? Ooh. Does that work?
Oh, actually, I don't have bishop b5 anymore, so you can actually take and take.
Well, doesn't the structure not matter after you trade queens and then you have these pawns in the... I mean, it's not like they don't matter, but you also have an extra central pawn. Like,
all right, so what if I do this?
But it's bad
like,
structure.
How bad is this?
Everything's weak. All right, let's see. I'll take with the bishop.
I have 2 bishops.
Yeah, you do. I'll go knight c6 and queenside castle. I'm going to play e5.
Okay, e5's a good plan.
Yep.
I should prevent that.
He's already take-backs. Oh,
you blundered a rook.
He's already taken moves back.
All right, so
let's
E5,
go, folks.
E5's
I
real.
hope everybody
E5 is
clipped
like
that one.
Serious. Okay, let me try this move, maybe.
That looks annoying.
that was really annoying.
Queen
Now,
B,
do you go back
Queen
with
B5 threatens B2.
I was gonna say,
but
you
I don't
have
know
to
if
go
we want to
Queen
take
And then I
B5.
go
B2.
here, and I play with 2 bishops. Like, we had a game like this. This was
I
like
don't
one of
want to
our
do the
first
end
games.
game.
Would you try?
Yeah.
Can you trade and then?
Well, then I get my active rook. I got my 2 bishops. Like, I'm kind of
a
chilling.
bit
Can you play
sketchy.
a6 there? Like after?
Yeah, a6 and then b4 and b5 is a plan, and I'm gonna put my king on e2.
Oh, God,
and I'm
King
gonna
B-
double
yeah,
on
that's
the
really-
A file.
I'll go
King
King
b8. You're gonna play King b8 here.
What about instead of a6, you play King b8?
Okay, yeah, King b8 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I have the option of doing this, although I can do that whenever I want.
We have F5.
Ooh, knight a5. Oh, now it doesn't look good, but it did before.
I mean, my rook's on that.
Well, I was gonna say that if you could play that and then knight a5.
I don't know, it's never gonna.
Oh
happen.
yeah, you God.
You have F5. You always have F5 though. Hold on. How about F5? No, because the pawn's hanging.
Yeah, I like King b8, b4, a6. Actually, I have takes and takes. Like, I have potential in my position.
Yeah, no,
But I
this
think
looks
white has
scary
an
for
advantage
black.
here.
Yeah, no, I agree. This looks pretty scary for black.
But I don't like taking on b3. Like, also maybe I don't like queen b5. Maybe like queen a5.
Mm.
And there's like a pin here. And there's like a pin here. You can play like e5 maybe. I don't know.
I like that.
There's a lot of potential.
Mhm. So, but yeah, this is definitely
Possibilities.
sharp, and screw you
Right.
guys, because this move is actually forcing, and it creates a lot of
Okay, I
imbalance.
mean, it creates a lot of imbalances. I don't know if it's forcing.
I think, well, shall we ask the engine?
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's ask
let's-
Daddy.
Let's see what the engine says
Let's
after
ask
bishop
Daddy.
b4.
If
Hell
you
yeah!
insist.
I want to
Its
talk
best
to Daddy.
move is bishop
I want to
e2.
talk to Daddy.
With Daddy says bishop e2, and
Okay,
Keith Oxman knows
bishop
too.
e3. All right, so I lost 2/10 of a pawn, so I wasn't forced to play
Yeah,
bishop
okay,
e2.
fine.
So
Yeah,
okay,
there
so
was not
just
forcing.
okay. So what I want to do, okay,
But it's
yeah,
a little
you said-
justified. Moving the bishop twice was slightly justified. And this is I hate this
Wow,
for
much
white.
much.
I like this for white. I mean, I evaluate two
You
bishops.
like this for white?
I over-evaluate two bishops. Like, that's something you should know about me by now.
And I over-evaluate pawn structure. So that's why I'm liking this too
Same.
much. Yeah.
I-
That's funny.
So what? Like, oops, no. What did I just do? I just trapped the
Okay.
bishop. But anyway,
Okay.
even. Anyway, okay.
I take white every day.
I like black's position. I don't know if I'd take
All right.
black every day.
All right, what did so Keith Oxman play bishop e2?
But I like them both.
I am. My head is just not in the
Um,
right space for being appropriate. I'm sorry.
Okay. So Keith played
Weston
bishop
had a
e2.
long phone call right before this.
Yeah, let's not share that on the podcast.
No, we're not
Let's
going to
we
share
will.
what he
We won't
said.
share that.
Bishop e2,
Yeah.
knight c6.
Let me see what Keith played.
He played bishop e2, right?
Yeah, he played bishop e2. I went knight c6.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Castles,
c4?
bishop e7.
c4 looks good.
Yeah, C4 looks
C4 is
fine.
probably good, yeah.
Yeah, C4 looks very nice. This is like equivalent to what I play.
I'll go like queen e4.
Pretty
maybe?
close
Probably
anyway.
check.
Queen h4. Check and queen h4.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe c4 is not good. All right, what happened?
He castled probably.
Castles and bishop e7.
So why'd you play bishop b7 instead of long castles? Can't you just long castle here?
I mean, yeah,
The man makes a point.
flexibility. I don't know.
Okay. I mean,
I
the
don't
only
really
reason-
remember
the only
why.
reason-
More flexible.
What?
Actually, does that make sense?
And the only reason I'm asking is just because like it's just so natural, I guess, to just castle.
There's just always
Castle
like
long, I
c3,
guess, I don't
right?
I agree with knight c6. You're signaling that you're castling.
That's that was my thought on that.
Did I even? Yeah, I did queenside castle. F4. He went bishop e7, bishop f4, and then queenside castle.
Bishop e7, bishop f4. So he went
So knight c6.
right, knight c6, bishop f4. This what happened?
How did we give black a tempi?
Where's the bishop e7?
Bishop e7 happens before bishop f4 somehow. How did we give?
All right, I gotta open up the annotations bucket.
Yeah.
No, I have annotations bucket right here.
Okay.
All right, so
Look,
we're at
Bishop e7 was played, and then bishop f4.
so
So he castled.
bishop g4.
Oh, you guys didn't put castles on the board yet? I said castles first. Sorry,
Oh.
my bad. Yeah, castles. King f1.
Wait, what just happened? Bishop. Okay, bishop
So
e2.
it was castles, bishop e7.
There you go. Okay.
And then oh no, we are
Castles, bishop e7,
Bishop
and then
f4.
There's
Knight
also
C-
bishop e2.
No. All right.
We're
All right.
so lost in all
Somebody
these.
get the PGN right.
I got.
please.
I could do it. You guys
I
just
thought-
need
well,
to give me the control and stop.
All right.
changing
Okay,
it.
all right,
Don't
all
touch
right,
your
right.
mouse, guys.
So bishop g4.
It's so hard to
Bishop
not touch it when
e2.
you're thinking about it.
All right.
Oh my
Weston.
god, Weston.
Weston.
I was talking about the mouse.
I know.
That's what
I know. Castles.
Jesus.
We gotta
Bishop
put PG-13
e7.
marker on there now.
I've got to.
Bishop
I'll splice that
f4.
part out. I've really got to rewatch this one and
Queenside
and,
castles.
mute. Well, that'll be part of the bloopers. We'll do bloopers.
Yeah, I've done.
So when you buy the
Give us
DVD,
$5 a month for Mile High Chess Plus.
bloopers.
you get bloopers included.
Bonus content.
You can check out our OnlyMans.
yeah. Let's just pivot into an OnlyFans and strike it rich, guys.
There it is.
All right. There's gonna be a lot of editing.
There's going to be a
No,
lot of editing.
we're gonna edit all this out?
There's
It's hilarious.
going to be a lot of it. All right. Not all of it, but a
All right,
lot
let's
of it.
get back on topic.
Yes. Okay. So we're here. This is the position, right? This is what we
Yes.
came to. Okay.
This is
Indeed,
correct.
indeed.
So I would say So this looks like it's going to be a sharp game.
And I figured how to make it so boring in like the next 5 minutes.
Okay, so then what happened?
I fishing pulled him eventually. So queenside castles, c3, and h5.
H3, and he could take, and then checkmate. And all that good stuff, right?
H3, I went bishop D6 because it was a
Okay,
cheapo.
bishop D6.
And it was dumb.
Cheapo. He took probably.
Yeah, he just took.
And you took with the rook or something? Or the
I took with the
pawn?
queen. You had to take with the queen,
okay,
I think.
Yeah, you're looking at this. It's fine. Everybody's okay with it. And
then
you can play like this plan.
yeah, he brought his rook out, and then I went queen F4. So what should we play here? I think I
F6.
played a bad move here.
F6 G5.
He didn't want
like
to compromise
F6.
his H file by taking the bishop.
No, that like loses because of this X-ray pressure on H7 or H2. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Like look, like check this out, or not? Yeah.
Ask
Okay.
Dad.
Ask Dad. Weston, this just wins. We're threatening checkmate, or it doesn't even lose a piece, right?
Yeah.
So like at bare minimum, we haven't lost a piece, and now the H file's open. So like.
I mean, it
That-
might
that
not be
has to be
losing.
good.
I can play this.
Yeah, but then we just take and we're happy.
Right. Are you happy though? I have a bishop versus a knight.
This guy and his fucking bishops.
It's a very it's
There's-
a game
there's
with a lot
all
of
the heavy
interesting
pieces on the
imbalances.
board.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, you have
every-
the H file.
okay.
My king is weak.
Here.
But you could probably play King G2 and Rook H something, and
Yeah.
then yeah.
It's true.
This is pretty close to the
Okay,
way
I mean,
one of my
I feel safe
Scandinavian
now.
games went.
He's safe. All right.
Yeah.
I don't like that move. How about we?
Maybe G5.
Yeah, I was gonna say G5.
And I would say like
Rook
so
H1,
the defense of
yeah.
like a position like this is one that's or to give you the los cojones to play a move like pawn takes the bishop on G3 as we talked about earlier. I think playing these positions online in like those rapid or blitz games and then game review, looking over it after you've probably defended very poorly and lost the game because you played that move, to see that there is a move like Daniel found G3. Whereas like you could play that during a game, and I think to me that's like
I still feel danger as white.
all right. I mean, yeah, still feel danger. I mean, yeah, you 100% do. I'm not saying it's safe, but you could, if you wanted to play like this, if you wanted to be me and play like this and make your opponent go, holy shit, I thought that was going to be completely bad, but it's not.
I asked Daddy, and it says white's lost.
Well, now, but not after you play G3.
Okay.
There. Yeah.
Wait, this is equal.
It's pretty close.
Okay, where did white go wrong?
Take.
And I played F5.
F5.
F5 was
And
mine.
now
Bishop G2.
white's better.
Oh, bishop G2. That's kind of silly.
Well,
Is-
the bishop keeps you safe.
Is that the only
No,
move?
it just works.
No, it's not. It's
King
not.
G2
But yeah.
takes squares width from the bishop. Okay, so after like King G2, then G5, and like the queen is
Oh.
coming here. The bishop's getting evicted.
Yeah. So
Understood.
so bishop turns into a defensive, very defensive piece after G3 basically.
So
I actually talked about that in a lesson with a student. How like strong of a defensive piece the fianchettoed bishop is for protecting H1 from like
Yeah.
batteries down the file.
Especially double A
Interesting
batteries.
stuff.
Those things hurt. Let's move on to the Daniel game.
all right.
Yeah, let's roast this.
All
man.
right, this is like
Let's
maybe
obliterate
one of
this
my
guy,
best,
Weston.
My best games of the year so far.
We got Danny Herman versus Grayson Manuel.
Who put Danny?
Danny
Obviously
Herman.
you.
Hold on. Look, I just want Daniel to see his names real quick.
All right.
We have Danny H.
Danny H.
We have Dan Herman. Anyway,
Okay. All right.
I guess I didn't get super creative.
Never got Daniel.
All right.
No.
Rip.
All right, so we got Danny Herman here.
All right. So we're talking about pragmatic versus sharp. All right. So what did you want to do here?
Why do you have to say it like that?
Like what dumbass fucking.
What would you do? Okay, first off, show me your wrong move, Weston, and then I'll show you the right one. Okay.
Refuted. We should have a button that's like refuted or something. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. That's something.
Okay.
All right, so I would say, I mean, so this is, I picked this
Like
position
G4?
because we're already, well, I was going to say because we're already developed. Both sides are like fully developed, basically. Obviously, white's more so. Natural moves to me are like my candidates would be like bishop b5,
I would never consider bishop b5.
knight f3.
I like glanced at bishop b5 in Weston's defense, but I don't
All
like
right,
it.
where's
either
the knight
eventually.
going from f3?
Well, I don't know. That's what I have to figure out. Knight f3,
The
knight
knight's more
h4.
flexible
H4
here.
G6. That's the dream, but they're not
Yeah.
going to let it happen in
Okay,
some kind of
that's
fashion.
fair.
H4 is protected.
All
by
right,
the
so
queen.
I just wanted to like highlight kind of my thought process here.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a potentially good.
We're
bishop.
done with wrong moves. Let me tell you the right one.
I have a potentially good bishop versus a potentially bad bishop.
Okay.
Because black's pawns are on light squares, my pawns are on dark squares. So, the move c4 is the move I played. It's a counterintuitive move, but it's based on concrete ideas. If you take, then my knight jumps in, and my knight jumps to d6, and that's a very good square.
And if they don't take?
And if they don't take, if they, I don't know, if they play like rook d8,
What if they push?
if they push, interesting. If they push, I will take maybe. And this is like kind of
Just
a
having a
target.
big center.
Let's put it on the board for the audience.
Also, c4. I think black wants to play c4 because this knight's kind of bad, and this knight needs a square. So actually, yeah, the main idea is to prevent c4. I'm preventing c4 by playing c4 because
Okay.
when you play c4, you're getting your knight in.
Right.
So c4, yeah, I'm playing against the knight. That's the main idea. Yeah.
So let's
Yeah,
talk
C4
about
is really strong in a lot of ways for black.
let's talk about that real quick. Let's say okay, you played this and they
Played
allowed
c4.
C4
Yeah,
or this
look at
way.
this
Well,
knight.
hold on. I want
It
to
tempe's the bishop.
I'm just gonna
and
make it
also look
like
at the knight.
something random here. Let's just say you played.
Well, the bishop's
And-
attacked. I mean, let's move the bishop because it's attacked.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking like getting here, and I was just gonna say this pawn structure. Do you like this? Do you like this pawn structure? This because
Well, I think black's position has greatly improved.
if like let's say the knight gets traded off, and this pawn gets to come here, this D pawn.
Yeah, so let's
Are
say
these three connected pass?
Let's say
pawn-
white
or
does a
connected
pass.
pawns?
Let's say white does a pass and black plays here, and white takes it, and black takes it. This is a bad bishop, but this knight has no prospects,
Okay.
and black has more center. I mean, not much more, but I think black is chilling.
What if they took with the other pawn, or what if black did this?
Then this would hang.
Well, I just want to talk about let's like
It,
I
let,
just
it
wanna
lets
talk
white's
about, like,
knight
these-
in. Oh well, yeah. Besides the fact that it tactically
and usually,
fails, like,
usually you want to take side to center because you want more pawns in the center.
Okay.
there's more connected pawns. This makes like an island, right? It's an like
Yeah.
extra island. Well, technically, this makes islands too, I guess. But
Okay.
pawns in the center are good.
All right.
Okay, I
So
don't
see-
remember like what I should. I guess I should pull up the.
It does. I mean, this was part of the thing. I didn't
Yeah.
expect us to go through the PGNs. But you know, actually just looking at it and coming up with ideas, I think was a good exercise.
Yeah, I mean, there's like G4 was one of my candidates, I remember, and G4 would be like a sharper move, but there's a huge downside in that this bishop's potential raises immensely.
yeah. Okay. What about Queen H5?
Queen
or
H5.
like
Queen
Rook,
H5 is
Rook,
fine.
Rook F3?
Rook F3. Maybe you're like asking for D4.
Yeah, that's true. Queen F3, yeah, would be better, so you can counterattack the, or so you can, prevents D4.
I mean, Queen H5 is a move, but like there's no threat. Unless maybe G4 is your idea. I mean, what if black plays this? Then, you're kind of being diffused a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess that's a pretty natural move for black, because you just, like, when your queen starts getting in here, you want to
I
trade
would like
queens
bet
anyways.
money that Grace would play Queen F7.
You'd bet your money that Grayson would play Queen F7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a very natural move for black. Like, nope, we're not playing this queen here. So,
Okay, I like C4 a lot because we're playing against the knight. That's the main reason.
gotcha. Yeah, no, when you say C4 to prevent black from playing C4 is
And that's kind of like, that's prophylactic thinking. like if it's my opponent's move, what will he do, and then I'll prevent that.
Right. Okay.
But also, like, I'm creating favorable tension. He never wants to take me because then my knight gets a great square, and I can take him whenever I want. That's favorable tension.
Yeah, and then you get a pass pawn on the e file. Nice.
And also, I want to take this, and if I get this capture in, he'll be left with a dilemma. If he takes with the bishop, then again, my knight has a route into d6. And if he takes with the pawn, this becomes a passer, protected passer.
Right, and I think, when you say it like that, too, a big thing to look at or to notice here is, and really just, oops, I meant to be, try to get arrows here. There we go. Like, and you have, you start weakening these two pawns, and all of a sudden, all these light squares are very weak for your opponent's king. Not that I look at checkmates all the time, but
Okay,
He's got mating on the brain tonight, folks.
All right, Ben.
I do want to win. I do want to win.
It was a pun.
Daniel.
It was a pun.
All right, okay.
I picked two other random games to see if you would remember when they were from.
This was from Oklahoma? No, North Dakota. Or South Dakota.
That sounds right.
South Dakota. Yeah, this.
Yeah.
I barely remember this game. This little girl was like really, really strong, and I like almost lost. And she was like 1,500.
Damn. Yeah, she was
But
much lower rated than you were.
It's Black's turn here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm guessing you want me to do this.
I don't know what I want you to do. Let's see. I think
considered taking, honestly.
I mean, I'm always looking at, like, if you want.
C6. Go ahead, Weston. Sorry.
Oh no, go. What did you say? You considered taking and playing knight c6?
My move was like the thing that popped out to me was like just trying to get finished developing and like maybe trade a couple pieces.
I think that's very reasonable. I might have done that actually.
Okay.
Word, I like that. But what were you gonna say, Wes? I forgot.
Oh, is that no? This is good. Like looking at like what first comes to mind for our things. What's the first thing that comes to mind for you, Daniel?
Just knight c6.
Okay. Yeah, I would say knight c6 is what I would do. I might castle or
okay,
queen h5.
So in the context of pragmatic versus sharp, I mean, I don't know. Like a sharp move that comes to mind is g5.
That's a bold from the blue. I wasn't expecting that.
And then like bishop h2, h5. And I want to remove this knight, and I want to put more pressure on these pawns. And I'm fully committing to keeping my king in the center, and then maybe castling queenside like at a very later date.
Very interesting.
I like that.
Yeah, white like weirdly has like not a lot of moves to play. I don't know.
Well, the minor pieces are all kind of.
I mean,
bad.
I feel like it gives white a really. It puts them in a bind. Yeah, for sure. Like they obviously like both their pawn structures are on both sides of the board are. What do you call that? Compromised.
Yeah, they're hard.
But
there's lots
so
of hooks,
there's not like a good way to castle.
And yeah, the bishop. I mean, yeah, this is like something from a study or something. There's a bishop on h2. There's a bishop on a2.
Well, I mean,
very interesting.
Like this little girl was like taught chess, and it's like, okay, you want to put your pawns in the center, you want to get your bishops out, you want to get your knights out. So that's what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But
and she did it like.
I kind of made her bishops bad. I kind of made her knights bad.
Yeah, exactly. Pawn power. Pawns.
Yeah, this is like an interesting pawn structure having all this here. It's like a little dome. I like it.
Yeah, so I mean, I probably wouldn't play g5. I mean, maybe, but probably not. Knight c6, I think, is the most natural.
I do also like. I did just pop open the engine. These are all like, good ideas.
Is g5 good?
Yeah, g5's good. Yeah.
Yeah, g5's good.
Yeah.
Knight c6 is good.
Knight c6 is good. Yep.
I think black just has like a slight advantage in my.
That's fair. I mean, there's a lot of natural moves, right?
Yeah. I think moves like this knight b6, Yeah, we talked about that a bit earlier on Ben's game with the Scotch, that knight b3 move. Like, they're sneakily aggressive. Like, it's like you're just building up your potential energy, I feel like, to put it scientifically.
That's positional chess, is building a position before you attack.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Yeah, no, it's just funny.
Okay, all right.
All right. Last one, Daniel's.
This was.
Hold on.
This was from years ago.
I want to stop here. I just want to point out, Daniel was like on the last one. I could probably just play like G5 here on my game or your game. Like, not only would we both be wrong, but like Stockfish would be like, if I'd be like, yeah, I want to play G5, and Stockfish would be like, no, that's completely garbage.
I haven't
like,
castled. My king is.
But this guy's like, look, I can play this cool ass move.
Center.
I can play this cool move. Like, damn it.
I mean, it pays to play a lot of chess and be a chess master.
Yeah, it does.
During a chess podcast. And that's the problem. It's hard to roast this guy because he's like too much better. It's hard to I want to roast him, but then it's like, oh, G5's like totally right, and it's like killer. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Sorry, folks. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to take him down, but we can't.
We can only do it with like our own ideas. So when he's like, "What? That's a terrible idea." Wait, hold on, Daniel. Let me look at Stockfish here. Oh, it's a good idea. See?
He's like, I'd never play Bishop E2, and he's like, "All right, Bishop E2 is the best move." That was like the one time he'd ever got.
All right. So, I remember this game. I forget what the best move is. This position is very challenging for me.
Is this that FM kid?
This kid is like 2300.
I recognize this too. This is the FM, right?
Well, he's not an FM, but.
Well, how's he? Maybe you're right. Yeah, he's just 2300.
This was in St. Louis.
Oh, okay. I thought this was something else then. I thought it was that kid you played at the, not the MLK, but like the Denver Open or something.
No, that's
the Soviet kid.
Yeah, the Soviet kid.
No.
This looked similar, but I guess
he's like a college student from like St. Louis.
Okay.
I
like the natural.
I was gonna say, can you just take the C file here?
Well, it's not really taking.
I don't have a problem with that.
Or challenge the C file.
Yes, challenge.
I don't have a problem with that.
What was your first instinct? My first instinct was like Rook A or FC8.
I'll tell you, this position like makes me feel threatened because I remember how it went, but I don't remember exactly what move I played.
I love that. I love PTSD moments in chess. It happens to me often.
Yeah, knight F6 at some point looks good because it looks like you could maybe at some point get knight E4 if like this knight ever moves or something.
So here's the thing about having two bishops, and this is something I've come to learn as a bishop enjoyer. Your bishops are colorblind, so I can't control the square as much as him because he has more knights than I do.
It's an interesting concept. Bishops don't see color.
What if something weird, like what about like B5? B5 to play knight B6 and then
so I also want to
C4?
Point out that white has sort of a threat, which is knight C6. Sort of a threat. I don't know if it's an actual threat, but it's sort of an idea.
To get an unopposed bishop?
Yeah, I mean, you can move your queen, and then I'm going to put my knight on A5. My knight's pretty annoying. And then my other knight can go to this square. My knights are jumping. Like, it's the closed position. The knights are better than the bishops.
Okay. Bishop A6.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like, wins the game.
What about Bishop C8? That was what I was going to play.
It's very, very sad.
I know, it's sad, but I mean, I love playing sad moves. That does win the game.
So I think going back, you have to take you have to.
But I mean, you can play this, right? Like, it's not the end of the world. Actually, I can take and play queen here. Yeah.
And then it's the end of the game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So you might have to take. You might have to take, and then white has the C file, and this is a weakness.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, A6. I mean, the game goes on, but it's not fun.
No.
Yeah.
Like, white's advantage is probably not that big, actually, but it's not fun.
Yeah, it looks like you're just kind of maneuvering.
Actually, the computer says equal, so.
No.
I mean,
Really?
but it just looks like not fun to play
I
for
would,
both.
yeah, I'd take white, like,
Yeah.
probably a lot of times of the week.
Okay, so I'm
Oh,
curious.
Okay. So when I turn the engine on, I see why I put this in here, and
Curious what I did here, because I forgot what I did here.
well, you probably did not play F6.
I might have. I don't know.
You might have. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
F6 is a move that didn't really come to mind, but I do like it.
It was in the back of my head, but it seemed kind of weakening.
It's hard, like weakening of what though, right? Like
E6.
E6, but how does E6 get attacked?
I thought
F5?
maybe like I was giving F5 more of a threat,
Not here.
more potency. If like F5 could be like a potent thing.
Yeah,
later.
F5 and then bishop
But
D5.
but F6
yeah.
also like it's an attacking move. Like maybe E5 is an idea. You know.
I feel like F6 too, because that knight is
What
probably the
tournament
best
was
minor
this from?
piece.
This was like Mid America.
Agreed, Weston. That is
Yeah,
a strong
it's the
knight,
best.
Yeah.
Well, it's the best minor piece on the board too.
Yeah, we would bake white a cake if they, played something like this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember what tournament this is? Okay. So I did play Rook C8.
So you played Rook C8. Okay.
Is this Jeremy? Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there you go. I put F6 because it said just play around the knight, and that's
Oh yeah, yeah.
and that's probably why I put this in here to like, because I was seeing if you would remember, and also
I
because
didn't.
we also
I
know,
didn't
and we
remember.
also did talk about one of my previous games. I think the forest game, the advanced short game, when you're like F6, that feels like suicide. I mean, obviously very different positions, but still F6 in general isn't always a. It's always a.
It's not a
Oh,
general
natural
unorth-
move for me.
Well, it's not it's not a natural move for most people. It's more of like an unorthodox, which is I think is why I put it in there and why I chose this game. So, yeah, but yeah, so F6. Oops. F6. You can play F6 sometimes.
Yeah, I think I did reject it because of this, and that's why I put this annotation.
Yeah.
Queen F7, just play around the knight.
Yeah. Wow. And then what do you do after Queen F7? Is this or what does White do? I guess they have this knight here.
Well, as soon as I saw the computer say Queen F7, I was like, okay, Black's position's fine.
And what do you do with? Do you end up capturing this, or do you?
I don't
play
even
rook
know.
move?
Like, I don't even know how to play this for White.
Queen F7's a
Because like the
ridiculous
knight
move.
just looks
Yeah.
like empty now that I see Queen F7.
Yeah.
He's a broken man, that night.
But I know that I
guess you'd have to improve your other knight, right? Like you'd have to come to like knight B3 or something.
I know that I rejected this because of knight C6 because it just looks like a scary move, but it's not a scary move.
Yeah, because you play the Queen F7, and then you're fine. What
So
about,
yeah, this is actually a good thing to talk about. I think.
Yeah, I like F6. Excellent choice, Weston.
If bishop H3.
Yeah, like you're losing the game, right?
Yeah, because you can always just, man.
I guess not immediately, but I cut your knight's escape off. And
That's a nasty move.
Oh God, it is.
And then I'm gonna pile up on it, Although I have to be careful with 97, but I can always take with this. But anyway, F6 is not like the first move that popped into my head even now.
No, yeah. That's so unorthodox versus traditional. Yeah.
Well, it's perfect sense. Like once you think about it, the knight is like a White's best piece.
Well, yeah. But I mean, that's the point of also Stockfish is it shows you the unorthodox and turns that into making sense.
I don't like the word unorthodox. Like
Unprincipled.
sometimes F6 is
Unprincipled.
orthodox.
Abstract.
Ben Feingold says never move your F pawn. Yet
That's
look
true.
at us moving our
Moving
F
our
pawn.
Mm, sure.
Holy shit!
There we are. God.
Sure.
Ben Feingold's at home like, God, Stockfish. These people with 2 subscribers prove me wrong with Stockfish.
Ben
Ben
Feingold doesn't have
Feingold's
2 subscribers.
pissed.
No, but
right
we
now.
do.
We do. We have.
But
2
we
subscribers.
do.
Yeah. He
That's
doesn't have
true.
2
That's
subscribers.
What,
But
that's,
we know
do.
has 2 subscribers.
That's
We do.
what you're
Get
saying.
fucked, Ben Feingold. We're the new dogs. We're the new top dogs, Ben Feingold. Get out the way.
We're coming for you, Ben. We get the real Ben. TRB.
I've always wanted to be the best Ben in the
Will
world
the
at
real
chess.
Ben Shady please stand up?
I'll try. All right.
All right.
Thanks
All right.
for
for watching,
Good
guys.
Thanks for
episode.
listening. Yeah.
Get the hell
Weston
outta
has a
here.
lot to cut out of this. I hope he remembers it all, because I bet he's not. and it's all gonna go up. Oh
Good night,
shit!
Seattle.
All right.
Or
Good night,
Denver.
Seattle. Sponsor us,
Daniel.
Red Bull.